What's up, guys? I hope you guys been liking the video series for the deck reviews. Those I'm aiming at those coming out like twice per week, and we're gonna be starting a new video series. I don't know whether it's gonna be on Mondays or Tuesdays or whatever, but these are gonna be the idea videos. These can range from card ideas for as game ideas like game mechanics. It can go through progression systems, which is the one that we're going to go through today. But basically, it's focused on improving what's already in the game and not coming out with like completely out of the blue ideas. Because the developer team has done an amazing job so far. I think the game's awesome. I think that everyone that's playing the game also thinks that the game is really good. And all the hours and all the effort that they've put into building the game and building the systems to make sure it's they prevent like bot abuse and things like that. I think we can improve a lot on those things, and we shouldn't like discard those ideas. Anyway, so we have four main things we want to address today. These are all going to be focused on a progression system because so far we have the Flux, which was an amazing add-on to the game with the gauntlet of the gods. And basically, I like it so much that I used it as a base for the whole progression system that I'm going to be suggesting. So I've been working this out with CERN, our most beloved community moderator in the Discord channel. So make sure you drop the love to CERN as well. We've been working out together this. And we've developed a pretty fledged out progression system. So let's jump right in. It's going to have four main parts. Okay? So the first part, we're looking at the new players coming into the game. Okay? And as a new player, you're going to be playing a lot with the starter decks. And what we thought of was doing like an improvement on the starter decks. Like level them up per se. So, for example, we called it the ascended decks. Okay, so ascended decks. So as you are playing for the gods, you have ascended to a higher plane, and those decks will be the improved versions. Okay, so basically, how does this work? All of this is gonna function on the basis of the gauntlets of the gods. So you're gonna have to be playing ranked constructed to be able to navigate through these progression systems. But basically, this is the only one that's gonna work purely on wins and not on Flux, as the other systems are gonna work. So here right now, what we're adding to the game, our idea would be to have like a sort of consumable. We call it like the orbs. And those consumables would be specific to each god. So if you're playing with a magic starter deck, you would be getting magic orbs. If you're playing with nature, you'd be getting nature orbs. If you're playing with war, it's war orbs. Okay? And those orbs are only gonna be able to be used on that starter deck, that improved starter deck for that specific god. So our idea is that every 3 wins, you get like an orb. So let's just, for example, choose magic. You would get a magic orb. Okay, if you're playing with a magic starter deck, you would have to be playing in the gauntlet of the gods. So only wins in the gauntlet of the gods work. So you would have to pick the specific champion in the gauntlet, and you would have to level it up. This is really good because it prevents bot abuse and like farming the game intensively. And what you would have with the ascended decks would be basically upgrade slots in the deck. So we all know that the starter decks have really cool cards. For example, the nature deck has Jotun, which is an epic card that's going to take you a while to get if you're playing and you're progressing through the game. Until you get a Jotun to be able to play with it, it's going to be a long time. So our idea would be to get like upgrade slots in the deck, and you would be able to replace certain cards of the deck with cards from your collection. So you would have the starter decks, and then you would have the ascended decks, and there would be a maximum of 10 upgrade slots per deck. So you could only change 10 of the cards of each deck at a time. Okay, And then let's say, for example, you go into the workshop, you go into the ascended deck, you want to unlock one of the cards. You want to take, for example, if you're playing with nature, you want to take the hunt out, okay? You would have to go to that specific card, use an orb to unlock the upgrade slot, and that card would basically vanish from the deck, okay? And then you would be able to put a card from your collection in that place. Now, pretty much every new player is gonna be experimenting with this a lot, which means that a lot of times you're gonna do something you shouldn't have done. You're gonna screw up, or you're gonna try a card from your collection that then you figure out it's not great or it doesn't work well in the deck. So we want to have a way to revert back to the previous condition. So any slot that you have upgraded, so for example, of the 30 cards in the deck, you have 10 card slots. Any slot can be reset. So once there would be a button in the workshop in the specific card to reset the slot, and that would basically clear the upgrade slot, and it would go back to the previous card from the deck, the card that you have in the main deck. So in this case, it was the hunt. I would upgrade it and add, let's say, for example, a neutral card, an amplification machine, and I see it doesn't work. So I would go back, reset the slot, and it would go back to the hunt. After that, I can use another nature orb in that deck, in that card slot, or I could change another one. Like if I then decide that the hunt is very important for my deck, I would go and change the underbrush boar because I think it's not as good. So it would allow you to change all of the cards, not only specific cards of the deck. It would be able to change any card. And you would be able to add cards from your collection, which allows new players to experiment with the cards that they are earning. Because right now, you're going to be earning cards from the core packs, and when the new expansion drops, with the new expansion packs. But until you get enough cards to build a full-fledged deck, it's going to be a while. So it's not a very good game experience. If you want to, like, experiment with those types of cards, you're playing against other people, you're seeing them using the cards, you want to try them out for yourself, and this would be the best way to do it, because you would upgrade the starter decks, but you would still have all of the other cards in the starter decks, and you would just be trying the cards from your collection. So basically with this, we went for 10 cards because we were discussing between 15 and 10 cards, so half of the deck or 1/3 of the deck, but we think that like half of the deck would be pushing it too much, like changing the deck too much. I think then 10 cards is a pretty good sweet spot. And remember, like, you would only gain the orbs, in this case the nature orbs, if you won with the nature starter deck in the Gauntlet of the Gods, the nature starter deck or the ascended nature starter deck. In the Gauntlet of the Gods, and you won with the nature deck, and it worked to give you points for the Gauntlet. So if, for example, if you're playing with Magic and the nature is still not in the rotation where you can earn Flux, then if you play with that deck, you're not going to be gaining like the orbs. You would only gain a orb if you complete those 3 wins, those 3 little circles that you have in the Gauntlet of the Gods. So this would max out at 1 orb per day for that specific god. But it's a pretty good idea, because then after 1 week or after 2 weeks of playing, then a new player would be able to replace most of the cards of the 10 cards in that starter deck, and it would be pretty awesome. So this is for the new players, okay? Next, we're gonna go on to the progression system for the regular players and the player to keep players engaged in the game. Okay, so the next progression system that we have is gonna be called the Blessing of the Gods. Okay, so all of these systems are gonna work on the basis that you're playing ranked constructed and you're earning Flux from the Gauntlet of the Gods. So the amount of Flux that you earn is going to be determining the different rewards that you have, both in this system and the next one that we're going to have here. From the data and stats that we got from the team, basically we were able to sketch this out because the average full gauntlet for a bronze level player in the ranked constructed would be 455 flux per day per week. And for a mythic player would be 9,170 flux per week. So this is going to be a weekly based reward. Okay. So basically what you have right here is the following. You're going to have 6 levels, and these are actually, the names are pretty cool because we got them from the Discord channel, the names that you get from your participation in the Genesis raffle in terms of the cards that the amount of cards that you get. And we have the 6 levels, okay? And each level is gonna be like, you're gonna have a level based on how much flux have you earned while playing in the Gauntlet of the Gods for that week, okay? And that would reset on a weekly basis, and you would get the rewards on a weekly basis. So for the initiate level, okay, that would require 100 flux earned in the game, so that would be pretty fast. And then the rewards that you get weekly would be, for that week, would be 50 flux and 1 seasonal pack. I say seasonal pack and not car pack because the car packs are going to be in the later stages, in the higher levels. So each time you're playing in a new season, this would be a good way to get a pack or a couple of packs per week for playing the game a lot. Okay, the next level is going to be Acolyte, and you're going to see that the first 3 levels are pretty much similar and proportional in terms of rewards, and the other 3 levels are going to be, the last 3 levels are going to be the ones that have a lot of rewards. For the second level, the Acolyte, you would require to earn like 500 flux or more than 1 full gauntlet for a bronze player in the week, and you would be getting as a reward 100 flux and 2 seasonal packs for of that specific. When I say seasonal, is expansion of that specific expansion. Okay, for Disciple, you would require earning at least 1,000 flux to be able to get to the Disciple level, and you would be getting as a reward 250 extra flux and 2 seasonal packs or 2 expansion packs and 1 core pack. So here you start earning also core packs, which are going to help with the fusing of the cards so that you can trade them in the marketplace and trade them with other cards, earn some Ethereum, all those things. Then the next level would be the Priest level, and that would require you earning 2,000 flux in that week in the Gauntlet of the Gods. And as rewards, you would get 500 flux, 3 expansion packs, 2 core packs, so in total you would be getting 5 packs, and 1 arena token. Okay, so the arena here functions similarly to for example, Hearthstone or Runeterra, where you go into a sort of draft mode where you build your deck as you go, whether it's like single cards or buckets, and you can build your deck throughout the different games, or you can build it all in the beginning by drafting cards. But basically in Arena, you're just playing, and then you're going to have rewards at the end. It's not the regular draft where you get to keep the cards, okay? That's going to be later. Then the next level would be Archon, where you need to earn 3,000 flux, okay? And these we're getting to really high flux levels. It's going to be pretty hard for a person to earn this amount of flux per week unless they're playing every day, a couple of hours per day. Or they're mythic and it becomes easier, but then the games are harder and your win rate might not be as good. And for getting to that level, to the Archon level, you would be getting as a reward, you would be getting 1,000 flux, okay? 2 arena tokens, okay? So it would allow you to play the arena twice in that week for free. 1 legendary card, and that's going to be related to the season or to that expansion. So you'd be getting a legendary card from that expansion. It's a random legendary card. 5 expansion packs or seasonal packs, okay? and 3 core packs. So here you're seeing that you're getting to like 8 packs per week. If you're talking about the game having 1 expansion or 2 expansions per year, then being able to earn 8 packs per week would go a long way. It would take 10 weeks to earn 80 packs and 20 weeks to earn like 160 packs. And 160 packs is not going to give you a full collection still. So the amount of packs that we're earning here is not that big compared to like, it's not that great of a reward. It's a good reward to incentivize players, but you're not going to be getting a full collection just from doing this. And since it's divided between core packs and seasonal packs or expansion packs, then it's going to become harder, like 5 packs in that season then per week for that expansion. Then it's going to take a long time to be able to fill your collection just with free to play. Then the final level and the most difficult level with the best rewards is going to be the Demigod. As you can see in this card, only a few people are Demigods, and you would need 5,000 Flux. So this would be the average of a full gauntlet, okay, of a mythic player doing a full gauntlet for 4 days of the week or 3 days of the week, half of the week basically. And doing a full gauntlet, since it takes a couple of hours to be able to do a full gauntlet, you're averaging out, for a mythic player, you're averaging out, like, for example, like 3 or 4 hours of game time per day, which is a really big amount. Then you would be getting 2,500 extra Flux, okay? You'd be getting 2 arena tokens. And on top of that, you'd be getting a draft token. Now, the draft is more similar to the regular draft that you have in Magic the Gathering, for example, where you open a bunch of packs, and from those packs, you have to build a deck. And with that deck, you go in and compete against other players. At the end of the tournament, if you win, you have extra rewards, or for the first, second, and third place, you have extra rewards, but you get to keep the deck that you built. So regularly, what you would have to do is, this would be the most expensive game mode, where you would have to pay to play, and you would have to pay the equivalent amount or a discounted amount in terms of packs that you're earning. So for example, if those packs that you open to build a deck would be 30 packs, and those packs would costing like $50, you would be paying $40 or $30 for a draft run. And with the draft token, like the highest level of players, the ones that are getting the most amount of Flux, those that are highest ranked, they would be getting a draft token for free and would be able to do a draft run for free during that week. Then you would get 1 legendary card, so it's the same reward. And then for core packs, for packs, it's gonna be 10 in total, 6 packs for the expansion or seasonal, and then 4 core packs per week. So this would be 10 core packs in total. It would allow the highest level of players to flesh out their collections, to be able to fuse cards, sell in the marketplace, and it would incentivize a lot people playing every day, progressing through the system, and earning those rewards, which are not going to be like it's raining cards every day, but these are really good rewards to incentivize you for playing like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours per day, because sometimes a full gauntlet can take a long time, and this would incentivize you to do that. So let's jump on to the next system. Okay, so together with the Blessing of the Gods, I would be introducing, for example, a dual pass system. So this would be the pass system that you see in a lot of games, but then cater to the specific card game genre, and specifically to Gods Unchained. And I called it a dual pass, and it's gonna have 2 tiers of pass. One that's free, that everyone earns, with the 203 levels or tiers that you can earn in terms of rewards. And then you would have the Divine Pass. This would be the paid pass that people would pay per season to be able to earn those extra amounts of rewards. Remember that when I'm mentioning season, I'm talking for that expansion. So for example, if an expansion launches, the season would be from that expansion until the next expansion launches, because then it would give people enough time to be able to earn the different types of rewards that are in each pass, or in the Blessing of the Gods, in terms of the packs that you're earning. So basically, both tiers are gonna have 200 levels, and it's not 200 levels on top of it, like after each other. So you're not gonna have 200 free levels and then you can pay an extra, pay an extra amount of dollars or euros or a currency to be able to get 200 extra levels on top of that. No, they're simultaneously happening. So basically you have 200 free levels, and then below you would have another 200 free levels. Like in every time you level, if you're paying for the divine pass, you'd be getting 2 rewards every time you level up a tier. If you're just playing with the free pass, you'd be getting one of the rewards, the other one would be locked. And basically for the free pass, you would be earning throughout the pass. I'm not going to give specifics like on level or on tier 300, on tier 56 you're going to earn this. No, that's up to the developers, because they would know the best, like in terms of amounts for the economy. But I'm giving the ideas of things you could put in each pass for the players to earn. So in the free pass, you'd be earning seasonal packs, so those expansion packs. You'd be earning core packs. You'd be earning extra flux, and we're gonna go after this into why we're giving so much flux in the rewards as well. We're gonna go into the flux economy afterwards. Then you'd be earning, like, that would be, for example, each season there would be a season card back, a specific card back that you'd be able to earn for that season, season board, a couple of season trinkets, so 2 season trinkets or more. And when I'm saying like 1 card black or 1 board, then it could have several boards, but those would be for anyone to earn and would be themed to that season or that expansion. Then you'd be earning a bunch of arena tokens, okay? And these would be abundant in terms of how they drop. It's not one in the entire tier in the entire free pass. It would be pretty abundant because these arena runs are not the ones that you get to keep the cards in. Those are just you need to get far, and you would be getting rewards depending on how well you fare against opponents, but you're not getting the deck at the end of the run. That's for the draft. And then another thing that I haven't talked yet in the video here is the card variants. This has been discussed in the past, and the team has also expressed that they would like to add card variants to the game. Okay, and these card variants, the way we were discussing, me and CERN, instead of doing like the card variants is a specific card that you can earn and buy on the marketplace. So for example, if you have a Demogorgon, that's the classic Demogorgon, and then you would have another Demogorgon with a different artwork, but it's all a different card. No, we're talking about like upgrades or attachments that you can do to the cards. So these would also be NFTs. They would be tradable. They would have their own prices in the marketplace. There would be an economy revolving around the variant art, because some of them would be extremely limited in quantity. Some would be earnable and would have a higher quantity to be earned. Some would be infinite in terms like core cards, like you can be earning them forever. So all of those things are gonna play into the fact that each card variant art is gonna have a different price in the marketplace. But we would still do, for example, you still need the card to apply the variant art on. So if you don't have a Demogorgon, but you have the Demogorgon variant art, you would need to get a Demogorgon from the marketplace to be able to apply it. This would reward the current owners of cards. For example, if people have Genesis cards, if they have like diamond cards, gold cards, all those types of shiny cards that you want to show in the game, and collectors want to show that they have them, they would be able to upgrade them and have that type of variant art on that card, and would not have to do all of the investment again to get the cards in that same type of rarity in diamond or gold for the variant art. So these would be NFTs that would be attachable to each card, and you can change them in the inventory or in the workshop. Okay, so for the free pass are all of these things, and then the divine pass would have also have extra seasonal or expansion packs and core packs, but here the difference would be that they would be varied in tiers. So you would have rare packs, epic packs, legendary packs, even all of that specific expansion or core legendary packs in that Divine Pass, because it's paid. It's a paid feature of the game. You would be paying per expansion or per month or whatever. You'd be getting extra amounts of Flux. You'd be getting exclusive emotes, which is a new thing here that they're probably gonna add later on in the game, which is emotes where you're playing against the opponent and you can choose an emote, like you do a huge crazy play and you do an emote with yourself laughing, or whether it's text in a voiceover, or whether it's visual or art based. Emotes are always a pretty cool thing to add to the games, because it allows the users to express themselves, and it gives a lot of individuality to each user, to each gamer, and to each game specifically. Like all the games would be different. Then you would have exclusive card backs or sleeves. You would have exclusive boards and exclusive trinkets, and these would be talking like you would have a way higher amount than just the season card back or the season board or the season trinket. You would have multiple different types of card backs and boards that you can earn on the Divine Pass. Then, in terms of card variant arts, you'd be earning a lot of random card variant arts, okay, from different rarities. But then most of them would be from higher rarity, so you do have a higher rarity drop rate. So you'd be getting like more epics and more legendary cards here in the Divine Pass. The card variant art, okay, because these are only attachable, they don't affect the gameplay. They're only purely visual. And then the draft tokens. You'd be earning arena tokens on top of that, and then draft tokens together with that. And the draft tokens would be a very limited amount, of course. But you would be getting draft tokens because you're paying for the Divine Pass, so you're going to be getting a higher tier of paid content access, where you're going to be getting the draft tokens to be able to play more draft games and get to keep those decks from those packs. Okay, the final stage, the Flux economy. So right now what we have in the game is that you're earning Flux and you're applying the Flux to be able to fuse cards and then sell them in the marketplace. So we're gonna keep that, but we're gonna add a bunch of stuff that you can do with Flux and can impact whether it's a game, but mostly visual stuff that you can add to your game with the Flux. So basically, other than fusing cards, you'd be able to buy random variant art cards, okay, from each rarity. So each rarity would have a specific cost, but would be a random variant art from that rarity. So for example, from the epic cards, you'd be able to get, like, if you want to get like the variant art Demigod, you'd be able to buy a specific like you'd be able to buy a variant art card from the epic rarity, but it would be random, so you'd be playing until you get the Demigod variant art card. So you would have the different rarities, and each of them would cost a different amount of Flux to buy. Then you would have specific trinkets, boards, card backs, and emotes that you can be buying from the Flux economy or from the Flux store. On top of that, this is sort of on the fence. I'm on the fence about it, which is the arena tokens, being able to buy arena tokens with Flux. I think it's much better to keep just everything in the Flux department related to cosmetics. So I would probably leave the arena tokens out. But then on top of that, you would be able, and you guys have seen this already. We had this during the open beta stage, which were the raffle tokens. So you'd be able to buy raffle tickets for specific raffles that give away a certain amount of trinkets, a certain amount of boards, emotes, card backs, and even mythical cards. You'd be able to buy those raffle tickets with Flux and perhaps earn those cards, and those cards would have a very limited quantity for each of those cards. It could have even variant art cards, card art variants in those raffles, and those would be very limited in terms of quantity, which would make them highly sought after in the secondary marketplace. And then other than that, these are all purely visual mechanics that you'd be able to change your game with by using Flux. Other than that, we would be adding the Sanctum Voting. So the Sanctum Voting, what would do would be you'd be paying with Flux to vote for specific deck rotations in the Sanctum system, and also for the cards included in each of the decks. So the devs have expressed this, that in the future they would be rotating the decks, they would be rotating the cards that are in the decks. But I think this is a very interesting mechanic to add to the game, where the community, that the people that are earning the most amount of Flux, so those are the ones that are playing the most, that have the most experience with the game, they would be able to vote in a decentralized manner for the types of decks or the types of cards included in the decks in the Sanctum system, because these players would be the ones that know the most about the game and would have the most amount of game time and experience. So they would know what would be the best cards to have in the decks and what would be the rotations that should be happening. So here you would add a very interesting mechanic that no other card game has, which is a voting system in a decentralized manner, because we're all about decentralization, the gamer owning the cards. So this would be adding a voting system to the game, where the players would be able to interact with the game and how the game develops, and the cards that are available to play with in a decentralized voting manner, with the Flux that they are earning by playing the Gauntlet of the Gods. So all of these three things, the Blessing of the Gods, the Dual Pass, and the Flux economy and how you spend the Flux, would all be dependent on the Gauntlet of the Gods, which is a brilliant system that the developers came up with, and the team there at Immutable, they're geniuses, and I'm sure they spent countless hours and energy and debates over what would be the best approach, and a lot of testing to be able to come up with a system that's both really interesting and innovative, and also prevents people from abusing the system and gain that economic advantage. Because every time that you have an economic incentive to do something, then most people are going to try and cheat, they're going to have bots, and I think the current system is awesome. So I would build all of these things around it, and you'd be getting the rewards from playing and earning things in that system. So if you guys like this video, this is a new format we're trying out, okay? If you guys like these idea videos, maybe I can make it a weekly thing. Although they're pretty hard to flesh out, and like the whole parts of the ideas and everything like that. Maybe I can make it a weekly type of video, or a monthly video, where we would be discussing. And if you have extra ideas, like things that you can improve on the system, make sure you drop it down in the comments down below, and we'll get the attention of the team to be able to participate with us in the conversation. Because I think that the best part of the blockchain is to be able to have the users participate in the economy, in the project, in the game, and in the development of the game in a decentralized manner, and improve the game together as a community. So if you guys like this video, make sure you smash the like button down below, and answer the question. There's going to be a question in the description for the giveaway. It's going to be different from the usual, but make sure you try and answer it correctly to be able to participate and win the giveaway. So see you guys next time. Pax out. Bye bye.